Hey, what's going on, guys? The Beldam is back for a brand new video. And today I'm going to be reviewing a horror movie from 2003 with a title that may or may not be familiar to those of us who were teenagers or kids growing up in around that time. And that is Darkness Falls. Now, when I was growing up, I remember people talking about how, well, not a lot of people, but like there was some people who said this film was absolutely terrifying. And I haven't seen it since I was literally in elementary school. I don't think I remember being scared of it though. But I recently rewatched it today for the first time since then. And wow, this film does not hold up at all, guys. It really doesn't. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with this movie, what it's about, it's about a woman named Matilda Dixon who was adored by children, and they they donned her the Tooth Fairy in a sense because I guess when they lost their teeth, they gave their teeth to her, and she gave them a coin in return. And one day, two children in the town of Darkness Falls, go missing, and Matilda is the prime suspect, even though there was no evidence pointing to her that she abducted these children or killed them. So the townspeople just went out on a assumption because the children just adored her. So they went out and they persecuted her. Basically, they they lit her on fire, kind of like what they did with Freddy Krueger, but there's a difference. She didn't actually abduct or harm those children because they came back after they killed her. So that was a big whoops on their part, and those town people that killed her, I guess they just got a slap on the wrist and just, I guess they just either forgotten and buried the whole event. So her death was for nothing. But she made a curse on this town that she would come back in a sense. And what happens is she becomes the literal Tooth Fairy, and she abducts people when when darkness falls. Yeah. So you have an interesting backstory. You have an interesting character. The movie itself is not that interesting. There was this kid in the beginning of the movie named Kyle. I'm blanking on his last name. He one night he gets a visit from Matilda, and he knows the story of it, and he obviously knows the story of what happened to her. And his his mother dies by the hands of Matilda. The curse is you have to stay in the light, otherwise Matilda will get you, and she will kill you. So this kid grows up, he leaves town. Years later, he gets a call from a childhood friend, his friend or girlfriend, and she's all grown up. She has a little brother of her own, and Matilda is after him now. And the whole movie is just about him, like, protecting them, protecting her brother, and even though he doesn't want anything, he doesn't want to have anything to do with this. That's why he left. So, this movie, like I said, you have an interesting, like, this is a compelling ghost story. It's really good, but the the way it's shot and the way it's edited, the way it's shot in some scenes is very frantic. Like, obviously light and dark plays a lot into the role of this movie. It's like, but the editing and like there's a lot of shaky cam in this. It's just like it's all friction, and there's like so much that it gets irritating, and it's so dark in some scenes. You can't see anything. Even the scenes where Matilda actually attacks someone and like pulls them in the darkness, you've only seen them. You only see her in glimpses. And it's very frustrating and annoying to see because you can't see anything. You can't even tell what the heck is going on. And the times that you do get to see Matilda, because throughout this movie she wears like a doll mask because to conceal her burned face. And the times when you actually get to see her face without the mask on, it's either it's like one of the scariest things you may see, or one of the funniest things you will see. Because there's like a lot of CGI, and it's just really, really, it's just so frustrating, you know? And, like I said, it's all about him protecting these two, and it's a frantic event. And there's a the way they actually kill Matilda in the end, spoilers if you haven't seen this, the way they actually kill her in the end, the effects on it look so they look so funny. They just look so awkward and hilarious. So there's not really much else to say. It's like it's a mystery, and there's a mystery in this movie about the cops don't believe him, and he can't flat out tell them that, oh, it's the Tooth Fairy that's abducting these people and killing them. Even though most of the cops in this movie die by the hands of Matilda. And it's just all frustrating. It's a good setup, but the payoff isn't like, it just falls flat. So, maybe this was scary back in the day, but it's really not that scary now. Like, yeah, it's just, my rating for Darkness Falls, I would give it a 2.5, a 2 out of 5 stars. Good setup, mediocre characters, and some really bad CGI. So, that's my review for Darkness Falls. And I appreciate you watching this. And let me know in let me know in the comments what you think of this movie. if you've seen it at all, if you've seen it recently. And thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.